Good morning. I'm Beth, and let's see, I still got a little curly Q. I'm not sure if this is on or not. Good morning. I'm Beth, and I'm here with a breath-focused classical flow today for Create Karma. This is my living room, and you might want to have 2 blocks or something you can use as a block for today's practice. I like to always have blocks for myself. I keep them in the front of the mat. That's where I recommend you keeping them. That way, they're always quickly accessible, if not. And it may be that depending on the length of your limbs, you do or don't need blocks. So blocks don't necessarily, props are meant as an aid for you to have a better experience in the pose. And it doesn't mean that you're any better or any worse than yoga. It may just mean, like me, you have short arms and a long torso. So no amount of yoga is ever going to make my arms longer. They are what they are. So I pretty much always suggest having a block or 2. If you don't have blocks, you can use soup cans, a little stack of books, water bottles, pretty much whatever you have handy is perfect. No worries. If you are very limited in mobility or just having back issues or anything like that, I've even had people use like a folding chair at the front of their mat instead of a block. It just would give you something to hold on to. So whatever works for you, you're in the comfort of your own home. So there is no right or wrong. It's whatever feels good in your body. Today's practice is going to be breath focused, and we're going to be looking specifically at the pause during the breath. And we're sort of in I was going to say nationwide, but really a worldwide forced moment of pause. And so we'll begin to notice that space in our breath, a time where the inhale and the exhale begin to meet. Gloria asks, will it be on tape a little later? Yes. Although I would have to say it might be do you some good, Gloria, to get to some yoga and a little less news, but I completely get with what's going on in the world, the feeling, the need to stay updated. So this will be on the Facebook page for several days. You can just click the link right from here, and it will be loaded to the Create Karma YouTube page. So we have a YouTube page where you can find several of the past practices. If there's a particular practice that you love, you could go back a month from now and find it there. So good question. Anybody else have any questions or any requests, anything like that, that you can just go ahead and type it right in, and I will do my best to answer it. Let's see. Oh gosh, stay on this page. Something went wrong. All right. Do me a favor. My computer sort of gave a little bugaboo and it said that there was something wrong with this page. So if you can still hear me, can you just type in a quick, yes, I can hear you, something, anybody. I see Celeste said good morning. I see Emily said good morning. I see Priscilla said good morning. Anybody at all that is hearing me now, if you could type in a quick comment. I want to make sure that you can still hear me. It looks like from my computer. Okay, Emily says we can still, okay, perfect. Elaine, thank you so much, guys. I just wanted to make sure that we were right on target with everything. So always an adventure with technology. All right, well, the time is 9 a.m., so we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to take a seat on a block for a little bit of breath work to start. I'm going to sit with the block underneath me. And you want to get seated in a place, you want to start to notice how it feels when you sit. So if you're sitting and a lot of weight is behind you and you're sort of curling your tailbone under, see if you can readjust, press into your shins, scoot your sit bones back a little bit. So it feels like the front of your pelvis is weighted just as heavy as the back of your pelvis, and you have a little bit of a curve at your low back. That's going to be a nice neutral place for your spine to be. And from there, you may even want to press into your legs a little bit. If this seat isn't comfortable for you, you can sit in an easy pose, cross-legged position. You can build yourself up higher on a pillow or a blanket. You can even sit for a moment on a chair if you have a chair handy in the room. We're going to do a little breath work first before we get started. So take a moment to just notice how you feel in your body today. Do a quick scan, notice any areas that are holding on to tension. And notice any areas that might feel heavy, sluggish. Notice if you have any movement, any vibrancy, any get up and go. And bring your awareness to your breath. Without trying to change it at all, you might notice the length of your inhale and your exhale. And then become aware of that moment of transition. The pause between the inhale and the exhale. And it may be more prominent for you on the inhale, or it may be more prominent. We'll pause at the bottom of the exhale. See if you can just take a moment to slightly lengthen that pause. Not to a place where you feel uncomfortable, more as a method of getting really, really aware of what's going on in the present moment. Spring is naturally a time of transition. And some of us may be experiencing greater than normal pause in the transition in our daily life. So without really labeling it, without judgment, just be aware of the pause. So from here, as gently as you can, we'll find our way back to child's pose. I'm going to scoot back to the middle of my mat, arms stretched forward. Knees wide, hips can sink back. And if this is uncomfortable for your knees, you might want to put a blanket underneath you or between your thighs and your shins, and that can help. Let your head be heavy. Let your arms be heavy, your shoulders release. And notice that moment of pause. From here, we'll find our way up to all fours. Hands below your shoulders with the fingers spread wide. Toes can curl under with your knees under your hips. And from here, reach your head far forward. Reach your thigh bones way back so you get that nice little neutral arch in your low back once again. Feels like your pubic bone, the front of your pelvis, is reaching back just as much as your tailbone. We'll call this our neutral. Inhale, belly down, gaze forward. Exhale, round your back. You can keep it neutral like this, maybe exaggerating that slight pause, either at the exhale or the inhale, and maybe you begin to make it a little more fluid this morning. You can barrel roll a little bit in one direction, inhaling down, exhale around and back up. You can always take the other way as well. Find your way back to neutral. With an inhale, lift your right arm up, gazes up to the side. Exhale, thread the needle. Elbow might come down to the shoulder. If that's as big of a twist as you got, that's fine. Otherwise, shoulder down. Left arm can reach long, or maybe it comes back behind your back, whatever feels good to you. I like to press into that right arm on the ground, give myself a little bit of a deeper twist. Try to keep both knees heavy into the mat. Turn your left arm, your left hand by your face. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale, take it down. Opposite side. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, thread the needle. And again, your elbow comes down or shoulder comes down, whatever feels good for you. Try to keep both knees heavy. That's gonna, in most of our bodies, that's gonna mean your pelvis is in a nice, steady, stable position. And your right hand can do whatever it did the last time, whether it's reaching long, curling behind your back. Maybe your left arm presses into the mat to roll open a bit. And then draw your right hand back, find your way back through all fours. Hand step forward, one space. Toes curl under, downward facing dog. And for this down dog, you can pedal it out a little bit. But then when you feel comfortable, pause in this pose. At the bottom of each exhale, in the pause, notice your navel drawing in toward the spine. Notice the strength in your body and your core. Gaze forward and walk to the front of the mat. Feet can be about hips width apart. Dangle forward. You can release your head. It might feel good to sway back and forth. I really like my knees bent a little bit and take a bent knee forward fold. If ragdoll feels better, you can take the legs a little straighter. It just gives you a little bit of a different stretch. Whatever works for you today is fine. Do what feels good in your body. Hands to your shins. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold deep. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold deep. Inhale, lift halfway. Pause here. Hands comes to your hip creases. Draw your shoulders toward the ceiling. Head forward. Upper thigh bones back. Maybe use your thumbs to make that happen a little bit. Press into your feet, long spine bridges, standing, arms lift up, gazes up. Exhale, hands come down. Pause in Tadasana, mountain pose. Palms shine forward, shoulders back. And maybe in this pause, you close your eyes for a moment. Notice the weight in your feet. If you're like me, you tend to be standing forward as if you're anticipating something. So draw your weight back so your heels get heavy. At that point, when your heels are heavy, it may be a little more in line. So your hips are over your ankles, your shoulders over your hips. One straight line. And maybe set an intention for yourself during this practice, something that you want to concentrate on. And for me, that's just going to be honoring the pause. With an inhale, sweep your arms up, gazes up. Exhale, forward fold. These can be soft. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Rest into your feet. Inhale, standing, arms lift up, gazes up. Exhale, fold it forward again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, standing, arms reach up. And maybe here, you clasp your hands. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, little side bend to the right. Left foot heavy. Inhale, lift to neutral. Exhale, take the opposite. Right foot heavy. Fingers lift toward the ceiling. Inhale, back up through neutral. Exhale, long fold to take you down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg comes down. Pause here for a moment. I'm going to change legs so I'm mirroring you. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, left knee comes down. Maybe you stay right here with your hands firmly planted, letting your left hip be heavy. Maybe your hands come to that front knee. Pausing in each place to see what level of the pose is feeling good to you today. Maybe your arms lift all the way up. No rush to get anywhere. Exhale, fold it forward. Hands down, stepping right leg back to all fours. Inhale here, get nice and long. Exhale, walk your hands forward, hips stay high. Head and or chest comes down to the mat. Elbows get heavy, shoulders step over your hands, feet back. Forearm plank for a moment here, head and heels reaching far away from each other. You can do it. Exhale, bring your hips down. Heart comes forward and maybe stay right here. Maybe your fingertips come wide. You take a little roll of the shoulders. Reach your feet back. If this is feeling a bit much on your low back, bring your ribs down to touch the earth and slither like a very low snake. When I teach kids, we make a hissing sound here. So if you're all by yourself, if you want to make a hissing sound, you can go ahead and do that. Actually release some tension we've built up. One more inhale here. Exhale, toes curl under, hips up, downward facing dog. With an inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, maybe your chest foot steps forward. Pause here for a moment, get long. Exhale, knee down. Your right knee's down, your left knee's forward now. Hips are feeling heavy. Notice what it feels like to pause right here. So many times I'm on my way to the next place in the pose. I forget to notice the places along the way, and this gives me a lovely opening in the back hip flexor. Maybe you stay here, maybe your hands come to that front leg, lifting your head and heart up a little higher. That can be a little more, that back leg talking to you. Maybe the arms lift up. Head reaches towards your fingers. Exhale, hands down, back foot steps forward and fold. Press into your feet, inhale, standing arms reach up, gazes up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, right foot steps back, knee comes to the mat. Inhale, press up, reach up, heart reaching towards your fingertips, head reaching your thumbs. Exhale, hands down. Left leg steps back to all fours. Hands step forward, hips lift high, head under, heart toward the mat. Let your pinky and your index finger side of your hand be just as heavy as each other. Elbows down, shoulders over your elbows. Feet step back, forearm plank here. Get long. Exhale, knees and hips come to the mat. Take your little cobra. Maybe stay right here as a sphinx. Maybe take your hands wide. If an up dog already is feeling good to you, you can do that. Otherwise, stay here in the cobra. Reach long from your head to your big toes. Get lighter on your fingertips so your back muscles are doing the work. One more inhale here. Next exhale, transition downward facing dog. With an inhale, your right leg lifts high. Exhale, maybe your chest foot steps forward. Back knee comes down. Inhale, find your way up. Heart reaches towards your fingertips, head reaches the ceiling. Exhale, hands down, back foot steps forward and fold. Press into the feet, inhale, standing arms reach up, gazes up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Press your hands together, reach your shoulders back. Pause and notice how you feel in this moment. Maybe your breath has changed. Maybe you're even noticing a change in the way your heart's beating. Just aware of whatever it is in this present moment. Feet come together for eagle. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, left arm onto right. Bend your knees. Maybe you stay right here. You can give yourself a hug if the hand is pressing together isn't working. Hugging yourself is an option. Otherwise, left leg crosses over the right. Gaze somewhere that's not moving. For me, that's often the transition space right between my floor and the baseboard in front of me. If you can, keep your arms as they are, press into your right foot, left knee lifts up here. Exhale, step that foot way back, slowly transition. Back foot steps flat, warrior one. Take one more breath here to notice filling up between your shoulder blades. And exhale, release. Roll your shoulders here a few times. As you press your feet into the floor, see if you can find some ease in your upper body. Hands clasped behind you. You might want to wiggle that right foot out a bit. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, hinge it forward. Maybe your hands stay right here on your back. Maybe your arms lift up, head releases. Notice what feels good in your body today. During each exhale, see if you can press that back foot a little more evenly into the mat. Release your hands. Hands come down to blocks or the mat. Back heel lifts up. Get nice and long here. Exhale, right hand to your thigh. Inhale here. Exhale, left hand down. Turn towards that right leg. Maybe your hand stays right here on your leg for support. Maybe your arms reach wide. Gaze can be down for stability or up. One more. Inhale here. Exhale, gaze down. Hands back down. Back knee comes to the mat. Send your hips over that back knee. Front leg sneaks forward. Half split. And here, in this moment, pausing between poses, take a little tiny movement. Inhale, your head reaches forward. Exhale, hips reach back as you fold a little deeper. Inhale, head lifts up, heart reaches forward. Exhale, keep that length as you fold. Inhale, head reaches forward. Exhale, hands down, feet step back. High to low plank. You can take the knees down, reach your heart forward, forward, forward. You can always skip these if you need to. Inhale, a little cobra, or maybe a bigger cobra this time. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up with an inhale. Exhale, knee to your chest. Foot steps forward. Take your block or props with you as you walk it forward. Back leg lifts all the way up. Get long from your head to your back heel. Maybe if you're feeling comfortable, your right hand even comes to that right thigh crease again, reaching long from your upper right thigh to the crown of your head. Stay here or take a standing split. Hands come down. Head releases. Back leg lifts up. And I like to keep my hips pretty much in neutral here. If you like to open it up, if that feels good to you, you can go ahead and do that. In the pause, notice what feels nurturing to you. Left leg comes down to meet the right. Bend your knees, elbows to thighs, hips reach back, head and heart forward. Get deep in those hip creases, flare your sit bones back, and notice It might even already feel a little different between your right and left leg. Maybe you get so heavy in your feet that you begin to lift your elbows up. Arms can come wide. Pause here, chest parallel to the mat. Long sit bones through the crown of your head. Press into the mat. Inhale to standing, arms reach up. Exhale, right arm under left. Eagle arms again. And again, either giving yourself a hug or taking the full eagle arms. Feet come together, bend your knees. Right leg crosses over the left. Squeeze your legs together, lift your heart towards your wrists. Notice your breath. Pauses may be a little shorter now. You might be working a little harder. Breathing has less of a pause. Lift your right leg up. And with your exhale, step it back, warrior one. Before you move, press into that outer right foot. Lift your head and heart high. Fill up that space between your shoulder blades. A lot of us hold tension there. Release your hands. And a few times with your arms down, just roll your shoulders. Sometimes we're so anxious to get to the next pose. Notice what it feels like to be in this space of transition. Hands clasped behind you, maybe the wrong way, the way that feels wrong. You can slide that left foot to the side a little bit. Inhale, shoulders back, heart lifts up. Exhale, hinge it forward. Chest comes to the inside of your thigh. Hands can either stay right here or lift up. If your balance is not cooperating today, there's nothing to say you can't take your hands down. Do what feels good for you. In this pause, release your head, release your jaw. Legs are working. Temples are easy. Release your hands down to the mat. Back heel lifts up. Right hand comes down, left hand to your thigh. Get long, head to heel. Exhale, take a twist towards the side wall. Maybe your left arm reaches up. Keep your right thigh lifting. Reach your left knee away from your right heel. One more, inhale. Exhale, gaze down, hands down, back knee comes to the mat. Stack your hips over that back knee, front leg straightens. Little tiny pulses here. Inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, hinge a little deeper. Inhale, lift up slightly, heart reaches forward. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, hinge it down, elbows soften. Hands walk forward, hands come down. Foot steps back. Hide a low plank or wait for us in down dog or child's pose. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips lift up high, press your hands into the mat. Head releases, jaw releases. With an inhale, lift your left leg high, maybe wiggle the toes. Exhale, maybe your chest, step your foot forward. Walk your hands forward a bit, maybe on your blocks. Back leg lifts up, warrior three. And if you're feeling like floating this up, you don't have to keep your hands down. I'm going to today. Maybe you're here, maybe just your left hand comes to your thigh. Press your left thigh back as you reach your head and heart forward. Imagine that you could use that as a lever to get longer. From your right foot all the way through the crown of your head. Stay here or standing split. And maybe you're choosing square hips, maybe you're choosing to lift, whatever feels good for you today. With your next exhale, bring that foot back down. Pause in your fold for a moment. Maybe you clasp opposite elbows. Maybe you rock side to side a bit, whatever feels good. Hands to your shins. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Take your elbows to your thighs. Hips drop back. I'm going to be in this low supported chair pose here. You may know it as camp squat. I do this just as a transition of chair pose. Whatever works for you is perfect. Reach your hip creases back, your head and heart forward, get long. Maybe you can keep your heels heavy enough and move your shins forward enough that you get lighter on your elbows. Maybe it's only so light that you can just feel it. We couldn't see it. Maybe reach your arms up, chest still parallel to the mat. Shoulders reaching up, head and sit bones far away from each other. Press into your feet, inhale, standing, arms reach up. Exhale, arms down. Tadasana for a moment, once more. Palms shine forward, shoulders back. Take a moment to notice the pause. And maybe returning your mind to whatever your intention was. Why are you here today? Feet step together. Bend your knees. Inhale up, chair pose. Arms reach high. Hip creases reach down and back. Inhale, arms lift high. We're going to pause here for a moment. Exhale. Arms back, like airplane wings. Chest comes parallel. Inhale. Lift. Exhale, chest parallel, fingertips back. Inhale one more time, lift high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Twist over towards your right. Try to keep your feet heavy and even. Maybe you stay here, maybe you use your left hand as a lever to twist a little deeper. Option to stay with that. Or take your elbow all the way down, pressing your hands together. Open up toward that side wall. Left heel is just as heavy as the right. Now get very heavy on your right leg. Left leg lifts up. Maybe from here, you can step that foot back. If you need to release that, go ahead. If that back knee needs to come down to the mat for now, you can go ahead and do that. Press your arms together, reach your heel back, head forward, gaze down, hands down. Option to stay right here. You could come in and out every second if those legs are already talking to you. Press into your feet. Inhale, lift up, crescent lunge. Roll your outer left hip forward. Press your back heel away from your front shin. Exhale, hands come down. Maybe pause here. Maybe your hands walk forward a bit. This could look like just the back leg lifting, both hands firmly on your supports, or take a revolved half moon. Left hand down, right arm can come to your hip. For support, get long. Exhale, twist. Left heel reaches back. Maybe your Your right arm reaches wide. Keep your left hip lifting so your pelvis is very even. Even in the twist, that left hip doesn't drop down. Exhale, gaze down, hands down, feet back, high to low plank. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts with your inhale. Exhale, knee to your chest, footsteps forward. Crescent lunge one more time here, arms lift up. Reach your head towards your fingers. Hands come down, pause here. Maybe rolling out the shoulders, maybe noticing if you're building tension in your neck. Get heavy in your left foot. Begin to transition your weight forward a little bit so that your right foot gets so light you can drag it up. So from here, you can lift your right knee up. If your balance is still a challenge, you can grab a wall or take your toes to your block. Inhale, get tall here. Grab your toes if it's in your practice, left hand to right leg, take a twist. Either foot down on a block, grabbing the knee, lifting your foot, or finding the toes. Inhale here. Maybe your gaze comes back. Gaze is back forward again. Hands come to your hips. Lift tall one more time. Right hand to your right leg. Open that hip out to the side. And again, that can totally happen with your leg on the block as well. One more inhale here. Exhale, release that leg down. Walk it out. Ooh. I was cold before, but I am not now. So we're going to take the other side, starting from that chair pose. We're going all out. Bend your knee. Reach your hips back. Reach your arms up. Find that chair here. Inhale. We're going to pause here for strength. Exhale, hands come back. Chest parallel. Inhale, heart lifts. Hips are heavy. Exhale, chest parallel to the mat. Inhale, chest lifts up, arms reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to your left. That either means right hand to your left leg, or maybe you're staying in prayer hands. Right arm to left side. Both heels heavy, head reaches far from your hips. See if you can keep there. Get a little heavier on your left foot. Right leg steps back. Crescent twist. Right heel reaches back. Left shin, left knee reach forward. Maybe you're here. Maybe your arms are reaching wide. That feels good. Gaze down, hands down. Find your way up, crescent lunge. And maybe, just maybe, you're taking a quick break, but then come right back to it. Hands reach toward, head reaches towards your hands reach toward the ceiling, everything lifting. One more inhale here. Exhale, hands down, feet back, high to low, or straight to down dog. If you're taking your high to low, make sure to linger for a moment in that upward facing dog. And then meet us back in down dog. Right leg lifts up with your inhale. Exhale, move your chest, step it forward. I don't think I gave you that revolved half moon on that side. So, guess what? We're going to do a quick switch. You can switch, or you can take an interesting transition and just do like a little hop switch. You got to get that in there. Right foot heavy, walk your hands forward, back leg, left foot heavy, right leg lifts, get long. Stay here, or left hand to your left hip. Pause. Exhale, twist. Gazing toward the sidewall, arms spread wide, shoulders back. Keep that standing thigh reaching back. One more inhale here. Exhale, gaze down, hands down, back foot steps back. Either step to transition slowly or do a little hop switch. That's just like your bonus for the day. Crescent lunge. And reaching towards your fingers once again. From here, begin to shift your body forward so far that your right hip gets heavy, left foot gets lighter. Find your way up. Knee lifts. Maybe you pause right here with your hand on your left leg. Maybe you grab your toes. Maybe you take your left toes to a block. Get tall here. Exhale, find your twist. Right arm to your left leg. Left arm reaches behind you. One more inhale here. Gaze forward. Hands come to the left hand to that left leg. Open it out to the side. Press heavy through your right heel as you do this. And if you need a little more challenge, maybe you're grabbing those toes. Maybe you're releasing that foot, releasing that leg. Let the leg do the work as your arms come to heart center. Release. Take a little walk. Release your hips. Maybe this feels good to you. Maybe it feels good to take a wide leg squat. You can pause here. You can come down into a Malasana or even prop yourself up on your block as a little stool. Take a moment to do whatever feels like release. That was quite a bit of effort. From here, hands down, hips lift up, move forward. Inhale, reach halfway. Exhale, release. Press into your feet. Inhale to standing, arms reach up, gazes up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pause here. Transitioning between this sequence and the next. Maybe your hands are here, maybe your palms shining forward, shoulders back. Reflect on what your intention was for the practice. Notice if anything has shifted. Inhale, sweep your arms up, gazes up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, feet back. High to low plank, knees can come to the mat for this. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts with your inhale. Exhale, knee to chest, foot steps towards your right hand. Right foot spins flat. Warrior two. Fingertips reach away from each other, shoulders back. Notice if you're giving your whole Belly and chest forward in this. If that's the case, draw your lower ribs in. See if you can find yourself getting taller from your left hip to the crown of your head. That's it. Arms reach wide. Pause here. And notice the stories that sometimes go on in our head during the pause. It may be, when is she ever going to let us out of this pose? And whenever we're in a transition or in a pause in life, we often have those stories that go in our head as well. Our breath can help see us through. Right hand to right thigh, reverse your warrior. Press into your left foot, reach long through the side body. Inhale here, exhale, come forward. Left arm reach way, way, way far forward. Left hand down, right arm lifts up. Take a moment for your triangle. What do you need in this pause? Maybe this triangle feels delicious. If that's the case, stay right here. Otherwise, right hand to your hip. Left knee softens. Bring your hand forward, left hand down. Right leg lifts. Find your half moon. Shoulders back, head to foot, long. Exhale, gazes down. Wrap your right hip down, even with the left. Foot steps back for pyramid. If your feet are too much on the tightrope, you can stretch that left leg out a bit so they're staggered. Inhale here, lift halfway. Exhale, fold it forward. Head releases, jaw releases. Revolve triangle, right hand down, left hand to your hip, get long here with an inhale. Exhale, keep your pelvis stable, roll open. Maybe your hand stays right here, encouraging a length, hip to crown. Maybe your arms reach wide. Little known fact I don't share this with a lot of people, this is actually one of my least favorite poses, so it's awesome that when I teach this sequence, I have to challenge myself in that way. Maybe you have a least favorite pose. Notice what you tell yourself about that pose while you're pausing in that space. One more inhale here. Exhale, gaze down, hands down. Back foot steps forward. Feet wide again. You can forward fold, or you might want to pause in a Malasana here, a low squat. I'm going to sway it out from side to side. That just releases my hips a bit. Releases my low back. Then when you feel ready, hands down, feet step back. Down dog, or take a quick transition, high to low plank. Don't linger too long. We've got one more side to do. Lift your right leg with your inhale. Exhale, knee to chest, step your foot forward. Right foot to left hand. Back foot spins flat. Warrior two on this side. Arms reach wide, shoulders back. Notice if you've got that belly, chest dumping, draw it in long from your right hip to the crown of your head. Arms reach wide, shoulders back. Notice this pause. If you've got a train of thought that's taking you off of your practice, see if you can just find your way back to the breath. Left hand to your left thigh, reverse your warrior. Long from your right hip to your right fingertips. Press into that right foot, get long through the side body. Inhale here. Exhale, find your triangle. Hips reach back, head and heart forward. Hand comes down. Back arm lifts for triangle. Left hand comes down to your hip. Take yourself forward or stay in that triangle. Back hip lifts up, right hand down. Find your way into your half moon. Get long heel or crown. Exhale, gaze down, hands down. Roll that left hip even with the right. Step it back. A little bit of space for pyramid. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold. Release your head and neck. Release your jaw. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, pause here in neutral. Left hand to the block or the ground. Right hand to your hip. Get long. Exhale, find that twist. Reach your arms wide, shoulders back. Notice what feels good in your legs. Maybe you need to soften that right knee a little bit in order to send that left hip up and back a little bit in order to have some strength in that back leg. Notice what works better for you. Exhale, gaze down, hands down. Footsteps forward. Lower yourself all the way down to seated. For a moment here, keep together, knees wide. Maybe this feels good. Maybe you walk your hands back, shoulders back, heart lifts. That feels good. You can stay there. Otherwise, hands walk forward. Maybe your elbows come down. Head releases, jaw releases. Pause here. Find your way back up if you have a block or pillow. Bring it back with you. Find your way onto your back. Feet are going to be about max width apart, and just let those knees rock side to side. Like windshield wipers on a car, releasing your hip, your low back, all those pieces that work so hard for you today. Take your feet together, press your feet into the floor. Press your arms into the floor, lift your hips up, find bridge pose here. If you feel like you've been working very hard, or if you feel like you just could use something less intense, you can take your block underneath you or your pillow underneath you. Use that for a supportive bridge. If you're needing something a little bit more intense, a little bit more of a challenge from your bridge, keep your thigh exactly where it is. Reach your right foot up, heel presses away from your crown, long line from your heel or your hip to your head. Release that leg down, switch sides, get long heel to crown. Exhale, release that foot down, take yourself down, hug it in. Just a few moments in an inversion. If you want to take a shoulder stand, if that's in your practice, you can definitely do that. Otherwise, lift your hips up, that block right underneath you. Heels lift up for waterfall. Notice what it feels like in this pose right now. And if you're ever having trouble with the transition, maybe it's from your work day to your home life, releasing the stress. Notice how good this pose is as you get releasing whatever you have going. Even just 2 minutes in this pose can help ease the transition. Take your feet down, remove the block. If you need any last little movements, you can take them. Otherwise, Shavasana, you can take your feet out wider than your hips. Take that blanket or some prop under your knees if it feels better. Palms lift up, shoulders back. Release your jaw. Let your breath slow down. And let's pause. It's a time for you to just take complete, total rest. So if your mind begins to wander, maybe bring your awareness back to transition spaces as you breathe. Not pushing to go anywhere, to do anything. Just noticing what it feels like during that moment of sacred pause. Reach your arms overhead. Walk your feet in, get long toes to fingertips. And then bend your knees. Find your way onto your right side. Stay here for a moment. And then as you feel ready, find your way up to seated. In whatever way feels comfortable for you. Hands come to heart center. Maybe doing that quick body scan again and notice if anything's changed. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see a whole bunch of comments. I'm hoping this is just people telling me I was recording. And if you liked this practice or any of the other practices, just just make your way over to our YouTube channel. YouTube channel is downloading new classes every week, and this will be there as well. So enjoy and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.